Guys, new sheet of paper, please. Here we go. So I'm going to sort of go from, in actual fact, just in terms of looking in the rear vision mirror, a lot of people have probably already seen the awards. We, every 6 months, give out awards to the people that have smashed it out of the park. And so in terms of rear vision mirror, we actually are going to be celebrating those people later on this afternoon. But for the rest of the day, we're going to go future. Is everyone okay with that? Say yeah. Okay, good. So what I'd like to do is to look at a principle for 2017 and how you look at not only your business, not only your career, but actually your life. So where are you actually playing the game of life? And really, what's the quality of your life? So this is a chart. No one's actually ever seen this. This is a new one I'm now presenting. So you need to have this all written down, this particular one. This flip chart's called quality of life. What's it called, everyone? So in any person's life, do you need just one single element to have a quality of life? Yes or no? No, you need what? Lots of different elements to that particular, to that particular person. So I want to go through these and I want to challenge you. All of these sort of add up to a better quality of life. So I'm going to go sort of start down the bottom one here. So the bottom one here, the bottom quality of life that adds up is the quality of the what, everyone? Nice and loud, everyone? Mentor. Now, I'm going to actually now put a little thing there that is the plural. It's mentors. I don't really know of many people that have got a great life that have actually only got one single mentor. They've got lots of mentors. Who's probably one of the most crucial ones when you're young? Your parents, okay? So it obviously, this mentoring element on the quality of your life actually starts when you're nice and young, okay? I'm also going to challenge you now around what are the quality of mentors around you. Can mentors be friends or family, yes or no? Yeah, they can, okay? So I always say this, if who you hang around with will normally dictate kind of who you are. Has anyone ever heard that quote? I mean, if you go around and have a talk with and everyone sits around at the barbecue and starts whinging about it, why the government's bad and why you're not happy, etc. Is that going to give you good or bad results, everyone? It's going to give bad. Okay, so mentors is not just me, it's not just your parents, it's everyone that's around you. Okay, so the quality of the mentors that are giving you feedback is super critical in how your quality of life will show up. I'm going to say this, the people that want more coaching, please write this quote down. The people that want more coaching, they want more optics, always end up playing a better game. The problem is with humans is we can't see our blind spots because they're blind. So that's why we need people around us, great people, quality people. The other part of mentors is, please write this note down, is they need to eat their own cooking. What do they need to eat, everyone? Their own cooking. I mean, I always say this, would you want to go and get financial, business and wealth advice off someone who's poor? Yes or no? No, I don't want to do that. Would I want to go and get nutritional advice off someone that weighs 500 kilos? Yes or no? No, because they don't eat their own cooking. So, I'm going to ask you to go around your tables. I want you to think about and talk about the people in your life for 17 that you need more counsel on. It could be from me, it could be from your family. Where's the mentorship that you need to reach out on in 2017 to play a higher game? Does everyone understand what the exercise is? Yes? So you're going to debate this around the table, but you're coming from a you perspective. Don't just say, well, I think everyone needs or anything like that. What do you need? What do you need more of? What guidance and coaching do you need more in your life? Could be nutritional, could be fitness, it could be business, could be wealth. Could be relationship. But you're going to discuss this around your table. Everyone have a go. Start with the person with the greyest amount of hair. The bottom of this is the quality of the mentor. What do you think the great mentors are very good at? Sharing their knowledge. So the second one here, guys, is knowledge. Knowledge and skill. So when you're looking, let's just talk about business for a minute. If your business, I actually want you to think about an area of your business that you're a bit skinny on. Okay, some of you are sitting there going, and I know a few people in here going, look, Bruiser, I'm really good at the operational side of my business, but when it comes to marketing and lead generation, I don't know a lot, all right? But I want to learn more knowledge, okay? So basically, that could be your knowledge gap that you need to fill in 2017. I know some people in here could probably go and read a little bit more and go to some more courses, get some more mentoring on wealth. Who could do with a bit more wealth coaching next year and knowledge? I think it's huge. Just so you know, I'm going to be doing this next year. As you can probably tell from a lot of the people on the microphones, a lot more people are now coming to me saying, Bruce, I've grown my business. Now I want to have more wealth conversations with you. Buying investment properties. I'm looking at Colin. We had one through the week. Shares, buying other businesses, etc. So I'm going to be doing more of that, more coaching on that in 2017, especially in forums like this. Who thinks that's a good idea? Okay, good. So that's going to be happening next year. So you could be sitting there saying, hey, I need more coaching and knowledge on wealth. Okay, it could be, hey, I need to go out and explore more on nutrition. I got to live a little bit healthier next year, or a lot more healthier. So in terms of knowledge, again, you're going to be writing this down on your table of the area that you have got some gaps in, or one that you want to accelerate. Does that make sense, everyone? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, good. So I just want to give you a tip. We are going to do another little round the table here in a minute. What I'm going to suggest to you, when someone else is speaking on your table and you go, hey, that's a pretty good point, don't just sort of stare at them and go, oh, that's really good, Andrew. I love your point, man. It's so good, is actually to write their point down, okay? Because it locks it into your grey matter, which John, our guest speaker today, is going to be speaking a lot on later on. So, what do you need more knowledge in next year? Where are your gaps? If you want to play a better job and have a better quality of life, what are the gaps on knowledge you need to fill, or what do you need to accelerate? What do you got to go and do more reading on, or more knowledge? Round your table, start with the person who is looking the most blank. Let's go. Okay, just call them out from the crowd. What knowledge needs to get baked in 2017? Call it out. What do you got? Marketing. What else you got?
Systems and optics.
Way more systems and optics. Who needs more systems and optics in your business? Okay, good. What else you got? Your manager. Who said that? Thank you, Matt. Just stand. No, don't stand up. So leadership and management, there's a big difference on both of those of how to be a better leader, okay? Huge. And John's going to be talking about that and how the brain works later. Good job. A couple more. What do you got? Managing money, being better with the money. Who's looking at Susie and saying, I'm Susie? Okay, good. Actual fact, you're all liars. Everyone stick your hand up. Everyone should be better next year of what happened in 16. Good. One more. What do you got? Motivating team and keeping team engaged is huge. So, interesting on knowledge. So we're going to go up this. Up here, the next one, guys, that I want you to write down is belief and dreams. What's the next one up here, you guys? Belief and dreams. Holy dooly. I could spend a whole day workshop just on this one right here. Let's do it. Just don't worry about anything else we're doing today. We're just going to do belief and dreams for the rest of the day. So if you think about your beliefs right now, they're actually dictating a lot of your actions and primarily your decisions. Okay, let me give you an example. So if you're coming from a belief of scarcity, please write that down. What was that word? So if you're coming from a scarcity mindset, which is, there's not enough to go around, and, next time I do a transaction with that company, I'll see if I can screw them over a little bit and see what else I can get out of that deal. And then I can go home and high-five my wife or my husband and go, boom, that's scarcity. Who's ever done that? Liars. So there's an example of a negative belief, all right, is that we've got a scarcity belief happening. We've got a belief on, what I'm also talking about here, guys, is something called limiting beliefs. Please write that down. What is it, everyone? Limiting beliefs. Beliefs that somehow has ended up in your head. Okay, it could be a belief. Tracy was talking on the microphone there before about actually being a profitable and a professional business owner. Okay, can I actually be that person? So she's kind of been baking on that probably for many, many years before she had a bit of coaching and turned that around, so that her now belief is, yeah, I got this thing, I can do it. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm still going to make a few dumb errors along the road, but I've now changed that from a negative or limiting belief into more of a positive belief. Does that make sense, everyone? So my question to you right now is, what's some of your limiting beliefs that is holding you and your business back, or you and your career back? I always say this example. If anyone's ever watched I got like about 350 clips in the back end of our website. I just did another 50 odd last week. It nearly killed me. I did about 50 in 9 hours, but nonetheless with no teleprompter. But there's one of those clips which I highly recommend to have a look at on this subject, which is self-sabotage. What is it, everyone? Self-sabotage. We did a test on this about 15 years ago where we went and made a fictional ad in the paper. All right, this is put before Seek and Career One and all that. We went and basically put up a general manager ad, normal stock standard general manager ad, put up in the first week with an annual salary of $50,000 for this particular general manager ad. We had about 62 applications and CVs in for that. Next week, on this fictional job, we took out the 50, didn't change any of the copy, and put $250,000 for the salary. How many people do you think applied in the second week? 4. So people looked at it and went, well, I'm not worth that amount of money, and then all of a sudden, all these limiting beliefs started kicking in because they were saying what they were worth. The words didn't change. So what's the limiting beliefs that are getting in the road now? What do we got to kick out in 2017 to play a better job? Also part of this is this one here. What is it, everyone? Dreams is actually, the great thing about the community that we've put together is we actually make it okay to dream. If you think about this, back when you were a kid, I remember when I was a kid, I used to have this Lamborghini Countach. Anyone ever remember those things? The Lamborghini Countach. And I had it on my wall, and most of my friends had some type of car on. Back then, I actually thought, why can't you go and get that? But as I kind of went through life, I've popped out and, then people have sort of said to me, in my 20s, it's probably, you'd be a bit of a wanker if you drove a Lamborghini Countach. And it's like, so if you think about this, here's my question to you guys. As we go in life, does normally our dream, if you don't know about this, does your dreams get bigger or smaller as you go naturally? Smaller. Okay, so therefore, this community that we create is we actually make it okay to dream. I love, how I was talking about before, saying the people that you hang around with will also dictate what your dreams or some of these beliefs will be, yes, or you'll become those, yes? Remember when I said that? I love going and talking to people about my dreams. Write this point down. It's a really good way for you to filter out the morons. Because if you do it and you say, hey, look, I'm wanting, let's use the same example, the Lamborghini, because that's what I want to do. If someone sits there and says, awesome, man, that's so cool, well done. Go and chase that dream if that's important to you, rather than going, oh, you big note and wanker or whatever, okay? Do you think in Australia, and probably most of the colonial empire, if you want to call it that, do you think the old tall poppy syndrome is alive and well? Who thinks it's alive and well? Okay, it is breeding, it is there, and I promise you, if you go and partake in it, this thing here is all going to come to a fizzle. So give yourself right now a score out of 10 on the level of the beliefs. Actually, I'll get you to do 2 here. How big or how specific do you have your dreams? What I'm also not saying, guys, right, and sometimes people get me wrong whenever I tell them a Lamborghini Countach. Apparently, those things, just so you know, if you ever buy one, it's like about a 50-metre turning circle. These things, it's like, they don't have power steering. Apparently, they're awful. But anyway.
You just got to spin the wheels on it.
So, yeah, you just got to spin the wheels to turn around. But look, the point about it is not whether you want to go and have a 100-foot, super yacht or a Lamborghini. It's just to say how clear are you on your dreams? Actually, have you written them down? When did you last write them down? And also, so give yourself a score out of 10, and where's the level of your beliefs right now? Next one up. You still with me? Who's getting a bit of a head bashing on this one? Raise your hand. Okay, good. So the next one up here, guys, is the quality of your decisions. What's this one called, you guys? Quality of decisions. So when you go back through 2016 and have a look at some of the really great decisions that you made, I always say this: success leaves clues. So go back and have a look at the clues that have been scattered on the ground behind a great decision. Think about that now. What great decisions that you did this year, what do you need to remember and write down so that you can do more of them next year? Does that make sense? Hello? Yeah. Okay, also, there's some people that, we go back to that dumb tax that have made decisions this year. You may have trying to make important decisions on the run, being too stressed, not got enough guidance. There's a good one. We see that one in coaching all the time. Would it be a good idea to ring your board of directors or the coach or the accountant or whoever is going to be in your mentoring group just before you made a big financial decision? Do you think that would be a really wise idea? So, I always say this one as an example of this. He's not in the room. Ed, he's one of my longest board of director members in one of our programs. He owns a couple of car washes down there in New South Wales, and about 3 years ago, he came into one of our board meetings, and basically he went and sort of said very quickly and under his breath that he'd bought this ice machine. And in the car wash, he's got this automated ice machine. The thing's worth about 110 grand. It makes the ice, it puts it in the bag for you. It's a fully pimped out ice machine. And we just said, hang on, Ed, what did you just say? And he said, I kind of bought an ice machine, right? And turns out this ice machine, he wanted to ask for forgiveness, not permission. Who's ever done that, where you just went, look, I'll just go and make this and then mop it up later? Okay. So we've now, and it turns out the ice machine actually went backwards and wasn't probably the best decision. But, he didn't actually seek counsel. So I just want you to have a think about your decisions, be it positive or negative, this year, and also what you got to do next year. What better decision making should you be doing in 2017? Round your tables, just discuss, choose 2 or 3 people on this one that look the most engaged on this particular one. Start with the person who looks the smartest on your table. Let's go. Just remember, on decisions, I talked about the positive and the negative decisions. So from the positive side, the one that has brought you success in whatever area of your life, give us a couple of examples of the decision that caused that in 2016, please. Just call them out. What do you got? Personal development. So when you're in a personal development mode and go and do decision making around that, that works for you, Grace. So who agrees with that one? I'll tell you, that one has got gold rimmed, diamond encrusted, whatever the result is around that. Great stuff. Give us a couple more. Yeah, good job, guys. Adrian, what do you got?
Putting a line across and saying, that shit there I don't do anymore, and focusing on the things that I really enjoy instead of all the other stuff that stresses me out.
Great.
I do very well.
Great. So you're coming to that from a positive angle, is I'm going to put a boundary around myself so that I don't end up kind of going and being, I want a prostitute to everyone. Yes? Is that what you're saying? Good. Thank you. Anyone else like that needs to do a bit more of that one this year? Raise your hand. I'm looking at a couple there. Okay, good. What else? From a positive angle, what needs to get done? Pete? Yep, love it. And again, I'll just unpack that just for the people that didn't hear Pete, is putting it through the mentor is a great idea. And then it's also, then your responsibility, once you've heard the mentor, being given the knowledge, is still then to make your own decision, so that you don't end up drinking the Kool-Aid, all right, where you just go, all right, and you're just on autopilot. That is also bad decision making. Okay, and there's a warning there for anyone that I coach is good, listen, but then also go and take ownership of it. All right? Good. Last one. What do you got? Yes, sir.
Coming from a rational or logical point of view and evaluating the risks before you make a decision. What are the upsides, what are the downsides, and can I live with the downsides is a great way of evaluating the risk for a particular decision.
That is huge. Huge. I'm not sure if everyone heard that. What Greg said was around, please write this one down, of making decisions in a place of logic. What is it, guys? In a place of? Logic. So here's another flip chart that I present, which is when I'm in a very emotional state, when my glands are pumping, or when I'm angry, or when I'm running too quickly. Anytime I ever do this, I'll tell you, this one goes down dramatically. What goes down, everyone? So the more emotional I get about where I'm at and decisions I'm making, the more dumb a decision I'm about to make is effectively what this flip chart's about. Who can relate to that flip chart? Put 2 hands up if you've got to do a better job in 17. Okay, good. So the beauty about coaching and this whole entrepreneurial journey, and it doesn't matter, guys, whether you work for a company in here or you own it. It does not matter. Your self-awareness of being more self-aware of where you're emotionally at is so crucial to making the right decision. Great one. Give Greg a hand for that one. Love that point. So, negative decisions. I might have just covered off on one. Anyone write any negative decisions down? Yes, ma'am. Being desperate. Okay. Yeah, is like you're trying to reach for something and make something work. Who's ever done that where, you get like I'll use a team member as, you look at someone and you go, look, I think we could promote them and, hopefully we can get that skill and they could do this, and then we kind of make that, and they're not that person. They'll never be that person. Who's ever done that one in terms of team? Okay, good. There's an interesting one on a negative one. Last one on decisions, negative-based decision making. Who said that? Being a yes man. Tell me more about that one.
It's not being able to say no to people's needs and overextending yourself.
So can I just correct something, Dan? I didn't say this rule up front. For the rest of the day, anyone who's speaking on the microphone, I need you to language from a place of I, not you. So how a lot of people will do it, sorry Dan, I'm now picking on you, is they'll say, well, you know what it's like, Bruce, this will happen in your business and you know this and you know that. And essentially, people be saying that and that's their belief, not my belief. Okay? Does that make sense, everyone? So anytime you go to the royal we and you know this and you know that, it's kind of like a lot of people do that to me. They'll say to me, well, you know what it's like, Bruce. The economy's hard, and it's hard. It's really tough. And I'm like, no, I don't know what you mean. I don't have that belief. So don't shower me with it. You just come from a place of you. That's your stuff. Righto, Dan. Have another crack. Thank you. Okay. You going to get in front of that next year, Dan? All right. I am going to do that. I love that. Give him a hand. So, guys, I'm going to move. The next one up here after decisions is the quality of the actions. What's the quality, you guys? Actions. So you can't do this. I see a heap of this in the personal development world, personal well-being world, and we go and we get the mentor and we go to the course and blah-de-blah, but then we get up to this one, we don't take any action. So one of the best flip charts and probably the best teacher on this is a guy called Tony Robbins. And basically this is his stuff, not mine, but I'm going to teach it to you today. He basically says, you want great results, you got to do massive action. Massive action gives massive results. I'll say it again. Massive action gives massive results. Problem is for a lot of people is they want bigger results, but they actually don't go and take massive action. Or what they think is taking massive action is taking massive action only in the business, being on the tools, being in the general operations of the business, not massive action on the business, on the critical thinking, the marketing, the strategic planning. Does that make sense, everyone? I've given this flip chart to many people over many years, and they'll say, but Bruce, I'm working my butt off. I'm working 100 hours a week. I am taking massive action. And I say, yes, I know, but in the wrong freaking area. Okay? So we got to have this balance on in and on the business. So I'm really wanting to challenge you guys around 2017 is what is the actions dictating in your results? I want you to give yourself a score there. Be honest with yourself. If I really had a video camera on you and followed you around, what would I see? Would I see massive action in the right area? Or would it be, I wished you'd take that video camera away. Give your score out of 10. And that's the last one, by the way, is the top one here is when you do all of that, you end up with great results. The quality of your results are stunning. There's some people in this room that it's great because I get to see it. I see it all from a commentator point of view, up in the grandstand, is the results. There's people that have quadrupled their profit, or taken their business from here to here inside 6 months, 12 months. I just got off the coaching session yesterday with another client. They've already, on top of growing their business 300-400% year on year, have done another 4 investment properties this year. On top of all that, we're going to do another 4 or 5 next year. Okay, they only got to kind of do this for the next 5 years, and they don't have to work again ever. Okay, so for me, I just want to make sure that you guys are taking this information really, really well. Everyone good with that? Who likes this flip chart? Okay, good. Discuss around your table before we move on to the next part, the key thing that you took out of that flip chart up there, and you're going to go back and put into your world in 17. What will live in your strategic plan next year off this flip chart? Everyone gets 1 point, but don't just say, oh, you know, it's the quality of decisions and move on. Well, what is it? What's the specific area that you do need to do a better job in 17? Start with the person who needs it the most. Let's go.